right, good morning. We are back at it. So we've got our Colfax campers 2-drawer sleeping platform kit installed, and I really have 1/2 modifications left that I want to make to this thing. I kind of mentioned in the Colfax campers video that storage of these platforms for the sleeping platform portion of this kit, they take up a little bit of room in the back of the SUV. So today I'm going to be installing a new roof rack. It is a Prinsu Original Roof Rack. Along with that, I'm going to be installing a Pelican case on the top for extra storage. And that just gives me extra storage while I'm on the road. It gives me place to store things that I'm not too worried about, concerned about. But that's the plan for the day. It's already sweltering. It's a bit hot. I'm going to be sweating my butt off. This is a 2-person job. Right now I've only got 1 person. We'll make it work till we can't make it work, and then we will go ahead and adjust from there. But let me give you a quick rundown of the tools that I've assembled so far. All right, we're going to need the drill. Definitely going to need those reading glasses. A pair of side cutters. We'll let the wasp have its way. I've got these tools here. They are for prying up the old roof rack. So I'm going to be using some of these plastic tools there. Going to need some cutters, sockets. What else do we have in here? Pen for marking stuff. I think that's about it for the short list. Anything else we need, we'll come across it as we need it. And we'll probably be making multiple trips in and out of the house, try to get any of the loose items we need. But overall, should be a fairly easy install. I've watched a few of the other videos. So if you're looking for a detailed video, this probably isn't your thing. Just more or less me going over the process, what I'm doing. So, there it be. I don't know what the stains are. It got shipped like that with stains. Package is all bunged up. I hadn't even opened it yet. What concerns me though is that sounds like stuff's just loose in there rolling around. So hopefully it's not all scratched up. But we're going to open it up here and see. One last thing I failed to mention. Probably going to need some sort of a step ladder. All right, we'll go ahead and get this box opened up and start taking out parts. From what I understand, there's not very good instructions with this thing. Hopefully there are some instructions. If not, we'll be doing a lot of YouTubing, figuring stuff out as we go. Just as I feared, there's a little bit of scratches on it, but most of them are on the back side. The price I paid, was $880 after discounts, free shipping. Can't really complain too much, but packing on this thing literally sucks. So Would have been nice to know it came with that before I went out and bought some. Look, even the hardware all scratched up from shipping. It's like a rock tumbler in there, everything just getting scratched up. How nice is that? Alright, I don't know how well you can see this, but it's got a fair number of scratches. You would expect to have a bit better packing on this thing, which I'm a little irritated about. But the only important parts that needed to be protected did have this foam around it to somewhat protect it, that you can see here. Of course, the plate that goes in the front does not have any kind of protection on it whatsoever. Wasn't any foam packaging in it whatsoever to protect that, so you can see it's all scratched up, it's marred up, but we'll make it work. Kind of have to now. I've already opened the box. I'm not shipping this thing back. So you get what you pay for. Buy nice or buy twice. I'm not buying a second one of these, different one. We're just going to go with this one. It's a roof rack. It's going to get scratched up, marred up. Just didn't expect it new out of the box to be in that kind of a condition. So live and learn. I stand corrected. So the side rails, they were packaged in some flimsy styrofoam kind of paper. They're pretty bunged up too. In fact, they're scratched to hell, and quality control at Prinsu is apparently lacking because there also appears to be paint missing on some of the cutouts. So let me show you what I got. That's a big gouge right there. The big scratch right there down to the bare metal. That is all scratched up there. Might have to file that down, it's a little sharp. In these grooves here, don't know how well you can see that, there's no paint in the middle of that groove right there at the end. The rest of it's painted. Just taking a look at the other one. Scratches. Doesn't look like the paint was applied thick enough there. Scratches, scratches, scratches. Again, there's no paint. we've come this far. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on, but not getting a very good review from this customer. So be careful when you're shopping for roof racks. Cheap isn't always better. Lesson learned. Again. All right, what they say about the instructions is true. So they give you a QR code with the roof rack hardware kit for an install guide. There is no 6th gen install guide on this website, and this is cbioffroad.com. So it's the QR code link from the pamphlet that came with this thing. So they got 5th gen, 4Runner, Prinsu Pro, Prinsu Rack Full Non-Drill, and Prinsu Roof Rack 4th gen. No 6th gen instructions. I'm having to use process of elimination. These bags aren't marked. There's not a single marking on any of them. So I did find a video on YouTube. Unfortunately, it's not linked on the QR code link on their website, but I did find an install video. The install video isn't very helpful. It doesn't really show close-ups of the hardware. Again, process of elimination. We're just going to make it work. More quality control issues. So I'm looking at the video online, and they're doing a 6th gen 4Runner. This top plate in the video has 4 sets of holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the hardware that I get is 1, 2, 3, 4. I've already was missing one of the little T-nuts that goes in here, and I stole it from this package, which I assume is for attaching accessories. But this does not line up with the video. My front plate is stamped 7101. Don't know how well you can see that down here. Right there, 7101.
Hello, this is Prinsu.com. It's the weekend. Please kindly off.
Well, I just tried to call the need help number, and it said they can't take a call right now, but they'll send me a text. So I knew the reading glasses would come in handy. Tried to call the customer service helpline. Need help. Obviously, they don't work weekends. I'm not going to bother with a text. There's a bag of what I believe is spare parts. Just going to make it work with that. Buyer beware. All right, now that we use the spare hardware, 3, 4, 5, fill that gap in. We're now putting this rubber gasket along the edge, and we'll have to trim it once we're done. So that'll get fitted all along the edge. All right, next up is going to be taking the existing roof rack off. So that's going to involve taking off these covers, removing those on both sides, and removing the existing roof rack or roof rails, since I didn't get any rails with this TRD Off-Road Premium. All I got were the I got the roof rails. I didn't get any of the cross members that go side to side. So removing those next. It is sweltering out here. I had to lay these bad boys in the shade for now because that black metal's getting a little hot. Tried to make the brackets on the inside where it's prettier, I guess you could say. I don't know. All I know is that it is warm out here. I'm starting to sweat pretty bad. And mosquitoes are out too. So we'll keep going with it. And a gnat just landed on the camera. It's actually a sweat bee. Just got stung. All right, the existing roof rack is a pain in the butt. I've gotten 3 of these brackets off, but I thought I'd try and show you how to get these things off. So, you see right back here, you got a bit of a tab that you can kind of get in between and get underneath. And with any luck, once you get that part removed, oh, that's why they're plastic. Hard to do this one-handed here and record. All right, once you get back in there, you can hopefully shove the tool in, work it down in. You hear the pop, you should be good. Once you hear that pop, the rest is just pulling it off. All right, you get those plastic covers off. You get your socket wrench. You get those 4 bolts off each side. You remove them, and what do you get? You get a dirty hole. All right, well, it's dirty. We'll clean that up. We'll clean that up before we put anything back up on top. But the next step is going to be carefully, very carefully, taking the roof rails, setting them in place where they should go. And then once you do that, you're gonna mark it. Why do you have to mark it? Well, this guy right here is just 3M tape, and it rests up there. In order to rest up there, you got to cut a slot out of the weather stripping, and that pad will sit directly on the metal. Sounds easy enough in theory, but probably put something down to protect things so we don't scratch things up. And as luck would have it, a pop-up thunderstorm is coming. So it's looking a little dark up there. Guess I need to hurry up a bit, huh? All right, we have ceased operations for the moment. Now you know why. That was pretty close. I'm gonna grab my stuff, head inside, to be continued.
And what better way to ride out the thunderstorms than celebrating a birthday at the Cheesecake Factory?
Back at it for part two. After the storm, after our bellies are full, I have my trusty assistant with me now to help. From the storm, it looks like a Muppet vomited all over everything that's remaining. Thanks to that monstrosity. Still might have another pop-up storm. Hopefully we don't get electrocuted. If we did, that would be shocking. Again, since I'm vertically challenged, like I said earlier, I'm pulling out the step stool. Now these storms came up quick. I did not have anything to kind of plug these holes. So I used shopping bags. I probably have water inside the roof. Hopefully not too bad, but we'll dry it out and carry on with the next steps. All right, these rubber washers, what I did is I took some of the RTV and went all the way around these plastic pieces. So I formed a bead around it and tried to make that bead so that it was on the metal and on that plastic straw looking piece. And then that rubber washer goes down over top. So we're just trying to form a bit of a seal, keep water out of that rain channel, water from leaking back down in. All right, so what we did is we took the rail, set it up in place here, and all I did was just kind of scribe around on the weather stripping where that foot is going to rest. And you see that right here. All I'm going to do is just give it about 1/4 inch on each side, cut straight across, put this piece back in that channel. This end here, I put a small mark on the roof so I knew where the back end of this should go. That way that weather stripping goes right back into place. Literally all I'm going to do is just cut straight across on either side. You'll hear it pop because there's a wire that runs through it for stability. But piece number one, line it up with where you marked it, put it back in place. Piece number two, I just left it here. Cut it, you'll hear the pop when you get through the middle. There you go. Trim it nice and even. The part that you cut out just gets tossed and you're done. Just got metal on the end poking out.
So why do you have to trim that?
Because it hangs off. This goes the entire length of the roof rack, and this is where the rails are. It connects over here.
So why wouldn't they have?
Trimmed it to size? No idea. We did not beat the rain. So, last thing that I said was probably about the, I don't know, maybe cutting the weather stripping. So after that, put your black spacers over this, test fit it. And in order to do that, you're gonna have to be very careful, at least 2 people, if not more, moving this thing up on top of the roof without scratching anything. Make sure it's centered. Once you are sufficiently happy with it and it being centered, fill the spacers with RTV about 2/3 full, maybe a little more. That'll make you a nice good seal. Put the bolts to it, torque it down. You're done. We got it done. Almost. These are long bolts. Very, very long bolts. Very long bolts. All right, we're done. I'm soaking wet between the rain and the sweat. How about you?
I'm done.
You're just done?
I'm done.
Okay. Well, she's done. We're done. It's on. I think it's centered. So, there it be. Excuse me. Goodness. Don't know if you can see it looking into the sun. Whew, man, that sun is, whew, look at that. Ain't it pretty? Look at how the sun just reflects through the log, and yeah, whatever. You can see all the scratches really well. You can see all the pink petals. You can see all the DNA evidence with sweat that I left all over the car, but it's on there. Supervisor. Nothing tests your handiwork more than opening a sunroof with a low clearance roof rack. So, if this was done correctly,
Nope, that works.
we got plenty of clearance. I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah, it's like prison. It's like prison. We're done, finito. We're gonna clean up, call it quits for the night. I'll put the storage box on maybe tomorrow. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.